ladies and fellow hens, my name is Farrah Feathers. Okay, and I am your information specialist, or as the news likes to call me, a gossip sensationalist. Okay, you've been invited to share in the inquisition that will shortly take place concerning the murder of resident rooster stud, Poppycock. Let me just give you some background on these chicks that will be questioned, and you can decide for yourselves who you think murdered Poppycock. And by the way, we don't know either. Okay. Let me just give you, Henrietta, Lady Clara Cluck, and Merrill Cheap all dated him in the barnyard. Well, he jilted them for the newest chick, Prunella Pullet. It seems that Prunella didn't like being treated as just one of the hens. She clucked all the time about his strutting his stuff in front of the other hens and young chicks. Chickadee and Alberta Eggstein felt they were too good for this barnyard and let everyone know. Poppycock crowed constantly to put them in their place. Both hens vowed that they would show him a thing or two. Okay. She also thought she was smarter than all the other hens, and always acted so. She knew she didn't need the pompous pie to produce eggs. Is this inquisition on the right track, or was Poppycock gay? And had an affair with Gaylord Gander, the timid rooster who didn't crow. Good thing we're out in Florida, huh? Therefore, bringing up reasonable doubt as to these chicks' innocence or guilt and Poppy's prowess. So listen closely, I mean really listen, and collectively we may discover the reason for this foul, F-O-W-L, crime. Incidentally, we hope you all enjoyed your KFC chicken lunch. Let's begin, shall we? Allow me to introduce the hens in question here. By the way, I'd just like to tell you all that this is an original script written by two of our members. And they are wonderful. So, okay. First, we have Meryl Streep. She has had an affair with Poppycock, and who knows what else? Okay, she has a jealous nature and didn't appreciate Poppy pecking around the other ladies. Okay, this is Prunella Pullet. She has a shady background with respect to, shall we say, pilfering, pitching, or pocketing other chicks' property. Chickadee is conceited and was in the major pageant for Miss Henhouse. She won, but under suspicious circumstances. Henrietta is the president of the Board of Hens. She is prone to anxiety and is easily upset. Poppy would always upset her on purpose. Lady Clara Cluck believes she is royalty, and above all the other hens. She treats all the roosters with disdain. disdain, and Poppy was her main target. She also believes she is related to Henny VIII. And finally, we have Alberta Eckstein, or Eckstein. She is articulate and feels she is smarter than the other chicks, and also the officers questioning her. She often said that Poppy was a brainless, dense, and dull dork.
Ladies, welcome to the Red Hatters Hen House. I am Inspector Sunny Side Up.
No.
Myself.
I am Inspector Sunny Side Up.
That's correct. Don't just wait 1 minute.
Hold on.
Okay, I am Detective Cockeye. We are going to hold an investigation here to see who murdered the popular, narcissistic, fowl of the barnyard, Poppycock. Okay, so I guess I go first. Sure. Could you smoke this pipe for me?
Sure.
Okay, thanks. And so we'll just go ahead with this inquisition. Meryl Streep.
It's cheap. Cheap like a chicken.
Meryl Cheap. Isn't it true that you were having an affair with Doodle Doo, and Poppy found out and threatened to tell Doodle Doo his favorite hen, Clara clucked?
Not true. Not true. You and I were just friends.
Can't hear you.
More louder, please, because I can't hear you and I can't convict you if I don't hear you.
Under your chin.
Sorry, technical difficulty.
Little technical stuff. Okay, on to your makeup.
No, that's not true. Not true. Doodle Doo and I were just friends. Okay, so maybe we did have an affair. But as far as Poppy telling Clara Cluck, Doodle wouldn't have cared because he didn't like her anyway.
And so you decided to silence him, is that true?
Of course. Wait, no. Poppy was no threat to me. Why don't you ask the other hands?
Prunella, pardon me.
Yeah, excuse me, Inspector.
You're not as innocent as you pretend. You were involved in the big egg caper of Yolkville. Under mysterious circumstances, many fertilized eggs disappeared. Was this because they would have had the coveted, evenly formed waddles that your own eggs did not have?
Oh, that really had nothing to do with me. I wasn't even laying at the time. It was all a big misunderstanding.
And Poppy found out and was hanging that over your head. A fact that you did not like.
What? No.
And isn't it true that this is true, that jealousy was your motive for pulsating, pounding, and pecking a poor Poppy?
How can you suggest such a foul thing? Poppy was a pretentious, pompous poultry, but I am innocent of all wrongdoing.
Okay, well, Miss Chickadee. Now, isn't it a fact that you once ran for queen of the hen house and actually won?
Well, yes. What does that have to do with anything?
Yes, use your microphone, miss. It's muted.
Is it working?
Not our fault.
Well, yes.
All right, now.
What does that have to do with this?
Yes. Well, you'll find out soon, I hope. However,
I write that down. She's guilty too.
they're all, that's what's wrong. However, one of the other contestants, a Miss Yoko Ono, or Yoko Ono, yeah, just went up missing and left you to win the contest by default. Isn't that coincidental?
Are you insinuating that I had something to do with her disappearance?
Well, you know, the deceased Poppy knew about this about these circumstances of so suspicious activity and what was going, and he was going to expose you to the entire barnyard. Oh, now isn't that true?
Poppy was a perpetual troublemaker. He couldn't measure up to my high standards, for sure. He thought he could ruffle my feathers by crowing and talking around about what he thought he knew. I couldn't stand that crabby, cantankerous cock.
We intend to crack this case with or without ruffled feathers. This is no joke. Artichoke. Henrietta, you were on the board of hens that regulates conditions in the hen house. Poppy objected to your vote to Cluck Norris, controlling the participating barnyard. Isn't that true?
Your microphone's muted.
Not our
We
fault.
have a bunch of dumb clucks up here, sorry. All right, you're gonna have to come up here, honey.
You cracked me up, Henrietta. Go ahead. Oh, okay. So you were on board of hens to regulate conditions in the hen house, is that correct, Henrietta? Poppy objected to your vote to Cluck Norris, controlling this particular barnyard. Isn't that true, my little nervous hen?
Cluck was the better candidate. He knew how to handle his chicks and his hens. He was constantly badgering me about my choice of Cluck, but he was the most confident cock by far.
Yes, he was.
As you can see, I'm losing my tail feathers because of
She's a nervous wreck. Nervous wreck.
He was constantly badgering me. He's a grumbling, grouchy grouse. His demise is no loss to me. My nerves are shot because of him.
Calm down, Missy, calm down.
Lady Cluck, you come from a long line of royalty, is that true? Okay.
Microphone, please, thank you.
Yes, please do. Okay. I'm going to sneeze in the middle of all this. Okay. You're often left out of the hens' clucking circles, and because of this, Poppy took pity on you. Now, this is one thing your royal carriage doesn't want, pity, and you hated him for it.
He clunked down to me in that insufferable tone and constantly ruffled my feathers, too. I didn't need his pity. My station is far above reproach. Royals never accept pity, you know. I found him to be a bothersome burden to my beautiful bliss here in the hen house. And yes, I hated him.
Okay, you talk softly, too.
Alberta Eggstein. That would be you. Got it. You have always felt particular barnyard. You have always felt this particular barnyard and roosters were beneath you, so to speak. Poppy was particularly annoying to you because he strutted up and down and up and down the barnyard. And that bothered you, didn't it, Albert? Didn't it bother you a bit?
His arrogant airs were somewhat disturbing. One day I counted him strutting past the hen house 100 times. That nearly drove me insane.
I have a disciplined mind.
This seemingly minor annoyance can fester until it becomes a major problem. Within the mind, you value your mind above all. And this just wouldn't do for you. Your mind is ultimate to you. Isn't that correct,
Miss
Alberta?
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yes.
Doodle-doo. Are you accusing me of having a bird brain? Let me inform you, because you don't seem to know.
Yeah.
have a degree from Colonel Sanders University in the great state of Kentucky. Come on, Heather!
I think Eggstein, you need to sit.
With a degree in clockology.
I'm running this investigation. Well, really, the inspector's ahead of me, but I can claim that.
I am disciplined mind. Don't bring me into your fight there, ladies.
Oh,
I use
that's
that
fine.
term loosely.
So, Miss Egbert, you hated him, didn't you?
Of course. I'm glad that some hen had the initiative to whack his waddle. Miss Doodle. Two things are infinite. Two things are infinite. Universe
I don't need to be arguing
and
with
cock
you, miss.
stupidity.
You are a little bit
He
higher
was
than you're
particularly
supposed to.
painful to watch as he pointless paraded his pathetic poultry palette of parched feathers up and down the barnyard. What a loser.
Can you step in, Inspector,
I'm
please?
trying to, but you guys are so hoggy. Hoggy for a bunch of hens, I'd say.
Okay, that's good.
The other hogs are on the other side of the barnyard.
That's
Okay,
good.
but
Let's hear from you hogs back here. Now, there we go.
all of you hens think we're a couple of dumb clucks, don't you? But listen up. Listen up. One of you is guilty. One of you is guilty. And we have just begun to scratch the surface of this barnyard murder. Yes. Miss Merrill Cheap, isn't it a fact that Oprah Winfrey recently interviewed you with respect to a clucking contest you once had with Miss Dixie Chick? I'm sure you did, chickadee. Yes, okay. I can't get my glass back on. Okay, so she said she beat you fair and square? Okay.
Yes, she did interview me.
When Poppy was murdered, I was nowhere near the hen house. I was in a Weight Watchers meeting. My gut ran a scale.
Likely excuse.
Lady Hands, and Roosters, we do have a celebrity, Miss Oprah Winfrey, sitting in the audience. Thank you so much for joining us. Isn't that a delight? Yeah. All right, now I can't see again. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Okay, I was back to you, aren't I? Wait a minute.
Oprah always tries to interview everybody. It's our business up here, you know.
And isn't it also true, Mayor Chief, that Poppycock was the only judge who ruled against you? Wait a minute, am I in the right spot? And therefore causing, no, that's just wrong, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah, no, but it is. Okay, I'll go on with it. And isn't it true that Poppycock was the only judge who ruled against you, therefore causing you to lose the contest? And this made you mad enough to fry him, so to speak.
Poppycock wasn't the one who ruled against me. He said that my clucking didn't sound anything like a bushel and a peck. He was tone deaf. Of course it made me mad. I wouldn't be a chicken if it didn't. But I certainly don't suffer from mad hen syndrome, if that's what you think. That's more Henrietta style.
I never blew it.
Oh,
Poppycock was once told Mr. Pete Egbert from Banter Farms that your eggs were so bad that he, Mr. Egbert, should not bother fertilizing them for you. And this one is the worst things that can happen to a hen. Isn't that true?
Yes, it's a horrible thing to be accused of, but my eggs have been grade A, always, the finest.
You hated Poppy for this indiscretion, didn't you? And now your egg-laying days are over.
But I wouldn't say I hated him. I loathed him. That's more accurate. The putrid, pompous, peckless poultry.
I imagine you felt frustrated and upset by this.
Frustrated? Why, no. I am more than frustrated by that ingrate of an illustrated rooster. He imagined himself to be the cock of the walk, when really he was just a pathetic pain in the tail feathers to all of us hens.
And Chickadee, not only do you have to live with the fact that you remain under suspicion concerning the disappearance of Yoko Ono after the contest for queen, but you also seem to have an abundance of chicken scratch at your disposal. Miss Phillip has accompanied to several of these hens after the beautiful feathers had gone missing. One such hen, Miss Pecky Pallet, said she told Poppycock this and that she witnessed you leaving said feathers by the outer fence for the young man who turned and left you abundance of scratch. Poppycock was outraged by this and banished you to solitary confinement for a week. This meant no extra scratch and no fertilization. You were furious, and many hens heard you cluck that you would get even with that pompous poultry Poppy. Well, what do you have to say, Miss Chickadee?
What can I say? Poppy was once a trusted friend who betrayed my confidence. He became a chicken little, so to speak. Always claimed the sky was falling, not literally like Mr. Little did, but by spreading untruths. The abundance of chicken scratch, as you call it, was just a nice extra that the farmer's son brought me occasionally. He knew that as a laying hen, we needed some chicken scratch. I shared with all the hens. I don't know what Prunella is fanning about. I'm sure she told Poppy I kept it for myself. I must say Poppy was a chicken jerky. None of us liked him anymore.
Henrietta. Hello, Dean. Since both me and Cluck Norris as control of the hen house, Poppycock constantly harassed you and crowed under your nest when you were trying to lay your eggs, thus causing you not to lay on an almost daily basis. This is a huge problem. The farmer would certainly have you for dinner. So, if you continue this dry spell, that is, no hen likes to be barren. It's considered basis for expulsion from the hen house. Now, you, Henrietta, made it known that it was Poppy's fault, and he would pay for it. Didn't you, Henrietta?
No. Poppy cost me all my eggs. He was a foul bird. He couldn't accept that the better cock won rule of the hen house. He could not accept defeat. He would banter under my nest, causing me distress. He was the reason I stopped laying. He caused me to be barren. Oh, and yes, if the farmer knew, I would have been Sunday dinner. No hen wants that. I wish he had just flown the coop. But gee, I wasn't the cause of that callous killing of the king cock, as he called himself. And Meryl Streep, cheap, sorry. That was a cheap shot. I told you I had bad head syndrome and confidence. You gossipy old stewing hen, you.
Okay, Lady Clark.
Inspector.
Yes. Lady Clark, because of your royal lineage, common ground is difficult for you to achieve with the other hens, and certainly with the roosters. Once you got over the pity that Poppy extended to you, you and he became romantically involved. Well, common knowledge around the hen house anyway, it was quite the talk. Anyhow, on Friday last, you caught Poppy with Attila the hen. And they were pecking each other. What'd you say, Attila?
That's a lie.
Thank you for that unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Okay, you admitted, to say the least, several hens heard you swear that he would pay dearly for this humiliation. So, you killed him, right?
I did not kill him. I hardly gave him the time of day. He was
That's
such
a foul lie.
See?
he was a pompous,
Everyone knows.
pandering punk. I was never humiliated by Poppycock. As for Attila, the hen is concerned, she claimed he loved her and not me.
And it's a foul lie again, I bet. Go ahead.
I did really care. My affair with him was just a way to pass the time. Why would I care if they previously pecked? Probably had chicken coop fever anyway. He was beneath my station.
Oh, thank you.
Alberta Eggstein. I'm not going to argue with you again, Missy. I just want you to answer the questions. You got it, Alberta? Don't cluck at me. You have a reputation for clucking often about your lack of color. Sorry to mention this, but you feel you are plain. Smart, but plain. Everything Poppycock did was an annoyance to you, especially his beautiful colored feathers. They were a constant source of irritation to you. Because you have such a low-grade opinion of yourself with respect to your looks, his stunning appearance made you jealous. In fact, so jealous, you decided to end his strut. Isn't that true?
And his strut? Really? I'm not the jealous type. I have a disciplined mind. All the hens had access to Poppy in his wandering fertilization skills. He ran the hen house until Clucknore's won control, after all. Although Poppy was a gorgeous cock with fabulous to die for feathers.
And you wished he loved you, is that
I didn't care if he lived or died. He had nothing where it really matters. He was a bird brain. So, in answer to your silly, supercilious, scornful, snotty question, no, it is not true.
Oh boy, here we go. Meryl Cheek, I have something to ask you. You knew Poppy was around her. Why did you bother him fertilize your feathers?
I didn't. He just told all the hens that I wanted him so badly that he lied to hide the real truth.
And that was,
He was impotent. He was always going off half-cocked. His pecker peaked previously profoundly and
Miss Chickadee. So, do you agree with what she has just said?
Absolutely. His appeal
Oh, I'm
was
sorry. I thought you switched places. Anyway, do you agree with what she just said, you little thief?
Absolutely. His appeal was gone. He became a useless, ugly, unwanted rooster. Even his waddle was waning wondrously. His crown lost its glory, and his crow became a squawk. He was a has-been.
I'm getting the sense and the feeling that Poppycock was not the stud he once was. Do you concur, Miss D?
Well, I wouldn't say he was done for. He was, well, kind of washed out, withering, wandering wipeout. However, he still had some appeal.
What do you mean by appeal? What do you mean?
He still held his own Gaylord banter.
Oh.
If you get my meaning.
own business. This is my
Okay,
life.
sorry, I just thought I'd take over the investigation
Yeah.
for just one moment.
Okay, Henrietta, dear, sweet, nervous Henrietta. Now, what she just said, was Popcock, in your opinion, gay?
No, I said he was unhappy.
Oh, okay.
Lady Club, was there ever a time, to your knowledge, that Poppy was popular?
Well, yes, until the election.
So was that the turning point in his career?
I suppose so. He became useless and mean, not to mention stupid.
Oh. In Alberta, here we are again. Most of the hens feel Poppy outlived his usefulness. Do you feel that way?
Most assuredly, in my considered opinion, even his once beautiful, fanciful feathers were flustered.
So it was past time to get rid of him. Right, Alberta?
Affirmative. That cock was way past his patronizing poultry paternity life.
Yeah, that's what we think of it.
Wait, what are you implying by get rid of him? This sisterhood of hens did no wrong to that rotten rooster poppycock.
Let's calm
Lady
down, hens.
Lady Hens, I would like to now do something. I would like to give you the results of our findings. So, what's this? I can't hear anything. I have to get my results.
Well, we'll wait till the inspector gets it all
All right,
together
I'll come
and
over
the
here
vote
and get
is
them.
there.
Should go. Should. Technical difficulties. What? I bet you've never experienced this with any other play. Ever. And you're still experiencing
And
it.
still we can't hear it.
There it goes.
So go ahead with your conclusion,
It's not
Inspector. I think
loud.
that would work.
Can you hear it? Yeah. She needs to get there.
That turned out.
Zip it. Off with a 10. Okay. Little glitch. Little glitch, not to worry. Okay. Detective Conchita Cockeyed and myself, Inspector Sunnyside Up, have concluded this case to our own satisfaction. Now, here's the scenario of what exactly happened the fateful day when Poppycock met his demise. We now know that I have to put that script down. We now know that's the ambiance of it. We now know that you are all birds of a feather.
Flocking together, yes.
Who in fact do, yes. In talking at length to all the hens in the hen house, all of the ones that weren't stalls, we have concluded that the 6 of you, step forward, the 6 of you are all guilty. It seems that Prunella Pullet, who is no spring chicken, hatched an idea to do away with the bothersome Mr. Poppycock. And since all your feathers were ruffled for one reason or another, the decision was made on the night of the annual Shake Tail Feather Dance to walk on eggshells about this plan within the hen house so the other hens would not suspect a thing. You six all agreed that Poppycock was indeed a bad egg who had tried to ruin all your lives since
Liars, all liars.
Yes, and since most of you are suffering from empty nest syndrome, you figured you didn't need him anymore for fertilization, did you? So, why not take the Dudley dude out, you know? As a flock, you gathered and picked poor, proud, pompous Poppy, who had no pickled peppers, to death. And here is the murder weapon. A beak pecker, just like the ones on your hen faces. You are a bunch of dumb clucks.
Consequently, none of them can lay any longer, can they?
No, and I thought Attila was going to say something, because they're a bunch of dumb clucks.
Okay, Attila, go for it.
Attila, where are you?
Talk about being henpecked.
Okay, thank you so much.
Attila has been henpecked.
Stop. No, stop. Okay, since we
Yes.
are the judge and jury,
Yes.
y'all sentenced to boil by pot till well done.
They're all a bunch of stewing chickens down
They
there
are.
without coffee.
I hope they aren't too tough to cook because they were tough to grill.
I'll call the farmer.
Incidentally, we found out the whereabouts of Yoko Ono. It seems after the pageant, she ran off and married a Colonel Kentucky and had since had two offsprings, Chicky Coop and Chicken Catch